Hello everyone, I'm your teacher for this question. Let me now explain this question to you. Okay, so our question says that for what real number x does each expression represent a real number, okay? And you see down below the expression is x plus 5 square rooted, okay? And it actually is requiring us to tell what this expression represents, which is, in other words, i.e., the range of x, okay? The range of x. So to know that, we have to know some common features of square rooted, okay? Of the square root, common feature. Say we have square rooted a, all right? A is a unknown variable. We don't know its value. But we know that as long as it can be written like this, a cannot be negative, right? So it has to be greater or equal to 0. Which means that you can never see something like this, -4 or -2 or -1 square rooted, all right? These are unacceptable. They must be wrong, okay? It cannot happen. And as long as a can be written in this form, it has to be greater or equal to 0. So let's get back to our problem here. Our problem says that square rooted x plus 5, okay? And by that, we can derive, as we have mentioned here before, so x plus 5 has to be greater or equal to 0, all right? And we're going to be moving this positive 5 to the right side of the equation. So this will give us x will be greater or equal to 0 minus 5, okay? So our answer will be x will be greater or equal to -5, all right? Or you can just write it as this. Both are acceptable, all right? So our answer to this will be x plus 5 square rooted represents a real number for x plus 5 greater or equal to 0, or x is greater or equal to -5, okay? So before we leave, let's do a quick recap of what we have learned from this question, okay? So recap. Firstly, mention that this question is actually trying to tell us to derive the range of x, right? And the feature of square root is that anything within the square root cannot be negative, all right? It has to be greater or equal to 0. So this has to be greater or equal to 0. So this will give us x plus 5 will be greater or equal to 0. And our final answer to this problem will be x will be greater or equal to -5, all right? So now we are done with this question. Thank you.